Okay, we're back on the show. Karen LeFave is here. Karen, welcome back to the show. It's been a while since you've been here.
Yes.
That is a beautiful dress.
Thank you.
I love that.
Now, Karen, okay, so, I mean, the last time you were here, you had just written the book, right?
Yeah.
Called Nemesis, which is kind of a
Nemesis.
sci-fi, but environment related, right?
What's a sci-fi? What if we don't take care of what we're doing right now? What could happen to our planet?
So it's
Yeah.
not really sci-fi.
It is a bit speculative fiction, but there is a lot of science fiction in the gadget, and there's technology keeping us alive.
Because remember,
Yeah.
we thought Star Trek was sci-fi.
That's true.
It's more prophetic.
Oh, yes.
So, I mean, that was a big development for you, a
Yes.
big project and a
Yes.
great thing to have done. So, again, congratulations for
Yeah.
that. But you're back here today with a little bit of a different project, right?
Yeah.
Do you want- tell-
Woman Not Waiting is the project that I'm working with. It's a way to inspire women and empower them to take small steps for the environment. Because right now what we find is there's a lot of happening out there. As you can tell, we had this just major flood. The weather's going crazy. There's GMO everywhere, G everywhere. I mean, we're just, little by little, we're destroying
We're
the
being
planet.
bombarded.
And we're reaching a tipping point. So what I want to do is to help people realize that they don't have to be overwhelmed by all of this, that there are small things that they can do and take charge of their own habits, which weren't such a big thing. And by cumulatively doing these things together, we can demonstrate our impact and actually show that, yes, we can start reversing.
Can you give me an example of the little things that we can do every day? A simple
every day,
thing.
for example, in Canada, we tend to be very water wasteful. So little things that we could do would be turn the tap off when you brush your teeth. Turn the shower off when you wash. You don't need to have the shower on and lather. You can
Or
turn it
bathe
off.
less often. That's what I do, Karen. For
Yeah,
the
that's-
environment.
That's
another
why,
trick.
that's why those days that I'm sitting further away from him, you know why.
You should bathe less
Good,
often,
good.
too. Then we can be samers.
You get the pheromones going at work.
Exactly. Yes, Karen, you're reading the same internet things that I am.
That's right.
Okay,
Right?
this is all strange
Okay.
to me.
So
You
that-
get more. You get more when you don't bathe.
Okay. Less is more. Less water is more smell.
or small is the new big. So
No, less more is more smell.
I saw somebody wearing a T-shirt the other day. It said, "Broke is the new rich."
all right.
That is probably true for 99% of the world.
Okay, Karen. but Now, where did this idea come from? First of all, the name. Like, let's talk about the name. Woman Not Waiting.
Not waiting.
And that's the website, right?
That's
.com.
the website, and that will be the social network that I'm building on it. So the first step is to put a blog up and start just getting some messages out and make it fun. So because I have science fiction in my blood, I kind of make some stories sometimes, and there's a variety of things on the website right now. So I'm testing different kinds of approaches. The name came from, if you look, there's a post on the website called "What Are You Not Waiting For?" And really the name came from Ladies in Waiting.
Oh.
So the post explains that as women, we're ladies in waiting. We just wait around, wait for this, wait for that. We don't take charge. We just kind of just waiting. So there's the post explains in a funny way how we can turn that around. What you're not waiting for.
So it's women tired of waiting.
Tired or
kind
just
of-
just
yeah,
not waiting.
yeah.
Yeah. They
No
decided,
more.
no more. We're not waiting. We're taking charge. We're going to do something. We're not going to wait for example, what are you not waiting for? I'm not waiting for the fossil industry to acidify our oceans to the point of complete collapse. And that ties into Nemesis is the premise behind it is my love for the oceans and that our oceans are dying. So that came out of this research that I did for the series. It was more of I've got to do something more. Writing a book is great, fun, but there has to be some action behind it. So the little things I've been doing, getting involved in water projects, different like Waterlution and Ecologos have a great water docs festival that they do every year now, and they're a great group as well. So getting involved in those kind of things, and then I decided it's time to kind of step it up, and just because
it's time.
Okay, so it's like you are not waiting.
I'm not
right?
waiting.
You're not waiting. You are taking action to
Yes.
save the world's environment, right?
To step up to my role as a steward, and
Okay.
that's what we are. We're stewards, and Canada's kind of forgotten that.
Canada has?
I think we have.
Harper has.
Well, unfortunately, people see it as Canada.
Somebody voted Harper
Outside,
in, or
yes.
did Harper vote Harper in?
Yes. We don't know.
Don't worry, not yet, but soon we'll have voting machines, and it won't matter.
Yes. So,
Um,
for example, that whole issue of my belief is that we need to step up to be our stewards again. So on July 1st, I wrote a new national anthem.
Ah,
And I posted it on my
nice.
on my website, and I sent it to Harper. I don't think he's going to read it. And I sent it a few places, and just to get us thinking about what our national anthem means to us, which most people don't know because we're not really into that singing the national anthem thing. But when you actually sing it with words that really mean something to you, like the environmental, then it completely changes your feeling about the country.
Nice.
So I'm hoping that will become our Women Not Waiting national anthem.
So I mean, obviously this is targeted toward women.
Mm-hmm.
So is there a reason you did that?
I did that because women tend to be more interested in this kind of thing.
The nurturers, right? Is that the idea?
Yeah.
Okay.
And they also have the buying power. And
Women have the buying power?
oh yes, that's why marketers
Ah.
target women. So women can change the tide because they're the ones who are buying the products and buying the hair stuff or the makeup and taking care, still taking care of the family. I mean, it is joint, but women are still in that role, and they have that power to change and say, no, I don't want that, or yes, I do want that.
Wow.
And men can get involved as well. I mean, it's not exclusively
It's not
for
a
women.
sexist thing.
No, but it's written with humor that women would find funny. Men might find funny as well, but it's like the ladies in waiting and all these kind of things. And there's little jabs here and there, but there's no sexism, no it's not a feminist movement. It's just empowering women as feminine women, not as men women.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I
Yeah.
know exactly
Yeah,
what
so
you
we can
mean.
wear these little dresses.
And still be strong.
Yes, we can.
And so can we.
Yes, you can. And we welcome you.
And sometimes you do.
Without it.
And we're not talking Halloween.
But I, like you, Sandra, don't wear underwear.
Well, but I do shower.
Well, then you'd be perfect for the phase 2 of Woman Not Waiting, and I'm not going to tell you what it is.
What? You have to tell
Oh,
us.
I can't.
What do you mean phase
Wow.
2? Is it a special special underwear that people can
No,
purchase?
There you go. We have to just wait. She can come back on the show and launch it
That's right.
Okay.
with
On
us.
phase 2.
Now, Karen, you mentioned that. So right now it's a website.
Yes.
Woman singular, not waiting.com.
Oh, I thought
right?
it was women in
You
waiting.
can do Women Not Waiting, and I've got that as well. It just goes to the same site.
Okay.
So,
okay.
but the site itself is womannotwaiting.com.
Yes,
Is it? Okay.
.com.
Now you mentioned that now it's kind of a blog.
It's a blog right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and it's asking people to engage and provide their own input. So you can comment on it. So the idea is to get people engaged that way, and then turn it into a social networking site where I can get profiles up and all that stuff.
And you're going to put this, now you can put this video on there in the blog, right?
Yes, I am.
And people can see what we're talking about here.
That's right.
Now, when you talk about a social network, like what do you,
Is
know,
this like
what's,
a
what's your
Facebook thing,
intention
or?
for that?
It's like not quite like a Facebook because it's directed at women not waiting and the environment and the positive things and celebrating what our achievements and exchanging our achievements and providing different solutions and that kind of thing. So sort of an exchange. So it's a social network, just like a Facebook. You'd have your profile and you would be able to post and communicate and start and get groups together and do some action, local action or international or that kind of thing.
Is this Canada specific? Because you said
No.
Canada has forgotten.
That because I wrote the national anthem on July 1st.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
On
okay.
July 4th, I wrote a tribute to the Star Spangled Banner, but I didn't rewrite it, of course, because that's not my position to do so. But I wrote a tribute to it and a little poem and sent it off in my American
So why? Okay. Why isn't it your position to do so? If you feel it's your position to do it for Canada, is it just because you're a Canadian citizen?
Yes.
So isn't that just a
Yes.
thought? Like, isn't that just a really and truly like, what's to stop you from writing something for Russia? A Russian national anthem
It wouldn't have.
or a unity national anthem.
I think it would have more power if an American wrote it, because to
Okay.
them it means something deep.
Okay.
To
so-
me,
okay.
it doesn't. It really doesn't. I mean, I understand their history, but it doesn't hit me the same way.
Okay.
So if I write it, it's presumptuous to think that I understand Eurasian. I don't.
But isn't it environmental concerns?
Yes, and there are Americans who have that concern, who have that passion, who I invite them to attempt to rewrite it, and it will have so much more power because they
Okay.
understand, the words. So all I
I
did
see. Okay,
to it, I
okay.
wrote, I took words out of the anthem and I wrote like a little 4-line poem at the end, using those words and made it environmental.
Okay.
And I also took quotes from Obama's climate speech and started putting that in to the post. So it would kind of give that,
Wow.
Today's a special day, and this is the land of the brave, and this is what a brave is. And put it down
Beautiful.
first. Yeah.
That's beautiful.
So I'm hoping that will inspire.
Someone to rewrite the national anthem.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So now, Karen, I think it's the concern for the environment is it's a great thing to take on. I mean, and if we listen to the news, we know that the environment is in trouble, and of course, we need the environment. We live in the environment. It's the foundation upon which all life on the planet is based. Okay, let's talk about some of the things just to get people. I know this is going to be depressing,
No, it won't be depressing. It's supposed
but
to
let's talk
Empowering.
about some of the things that are happening that we are facing with the environment if we don't do something, like take some local action. What are we looking at?
well, we're looking at our tar sands.
Tar sands, okay.
We're looking at mega farms.
Mega farms.
Mega
What's wrong
farms.
with that?
What's a mega? What is it? What's a mega farm?
mega
Farms
farm.
are good, and mega farms are
Even
better.
We're looking at the mega farms that are just massive farms. That
Oh,
have
we're talking about like
cattle and
okay.
pigs and corn and GMO. and all
Factory
that stuff.
farms.
Factory farms.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
Like the
industrial.
Mootrix. If you've ever seen that little,
Oh, I haven't seen that.
Oh my
YouTube
God.
video, it's hilarious. But we're looking at those kind of big farming initiatives that are just eroding our soils and depleting our soils, and then acidifying, not acidifying our oceans, but killing our oceans with nitrates, creating dead zones because of all the junk coming off the animals.
Not to mention the bad food that is
Yeah.
not really life-sustaining that we end up
Exactly.
getting from those mega farms, right?
And we're also looking at the GE fish that's going to be coming out very, very soon.
GE.
The genetically
Engineered.
fish.
Oh, okay. Okay.
That will very nearly be out and grown in PEI. So
I thought we
What kind
already
of
had
fish?
that.
Well, I mean,
Salmon.
what are they doing to them?
they are they've changed their DNA
Uh-huh.
so that they grow faster,
Yeah.
like twice the size. So if you see the difference between small salmon and big salmon,
Yeah.
they grow super fast. So they're like big fish.
And are they going to farm them?
They're going to farm them.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, farming is not foolproof. They escape into the wild. So once these fish escape, they're invasive. So they
So
actually
they reproduce with the natural.
and then the natural fish disappear, and then you end up having genetically
All
modified fish in the oceans, and then it ripples effect through all the other.
So you can't tell me they don't plan for it to certain fish to escape.
I don't know. That's a conspiracy theory. I could maybe touch that on a blog. But,
Well,
yeah.
if you said that it's going to happen, it's not a conspiracy theory.
No, it's
Like if they
inevitable
know
because
that, they're
escape
obviously
now.
planning it,
They-
right? They
say,
have
oh,
to
we
be.
It's just like the pipelines. Oh no, they're nice and safe, but no, they keep bursting. They know they're going to burst,
Well, humans
but they
make
still do it,
mistakes.
yeah.
We make mistakes.
and so but they still do it and say, no, that's safe. It won't happen, and it keeps happening, and I just don't get it.
So what? Okay, so when you see things like this, and to me, in Toronto, they just don't stop building condos, and I think, wow, how much more can this city take in terms of infrastructure, in terms of smog, in terms of encroaching on the natural habitat that whatever's left in Toronto? I mean, where, how does it stop? And do you not, when you see all this and you're facing this, obviously you're empowered, but is this
Yeah.
discouraging to you at all? Do you ever have days where you're
Yes.
not feeling-
Yeah, I do have those days. It's just, it's really tough. And when I have those days, I realize that everyone else will have those
Yes,
days.
absolutely.
And then when I have those days, I feel powerless
Mhm.
and I get frozen. So I have to take that, and my mission and my purpose is to make sure that I can take that and then lead other people, inspire them not to be that way. So that's why I want this to be fun. I don't
Yeah.
the doom and gloom. That's why I'm writing little science fiction stories. I wrote a little 3-parter on skinny mermaid salmon, so it touches on the
Okay.
GE salmon. What in the future? What kind of salmon are we going to end up with? So it's kind of like a little horror science fiction thing with a
Okay.
little humor in it. But it has a message. It's like, yeah, well, we're there. We're just almost.
We're not as far as you think.
Yeah.
In other words.
So I'm trying that approach, doing it the fun way, and also getting people involved in phase 2. There will be a lot more fun, especially with your lack of underwear. That will be very fun. So
Because underwear cause environmental degradation.
exactly.
They just end up in landfill.
That's right.
And so does showering every day.
Just think of the time and the money we'll save.
That's right.
Yes.
So yeah. So I'm. Well, my
Just
goal
imagine the
is,
subways when people don't shower on a sunny day and hot day like today. Wow. People will be
Well,
walking, will be getting exercise.
you know, I
want to be
don't, I
stuck in a
don't
drain.
find that as offensive as the chemicals they put on.
That's a very good point.
I cannot
That's
breathe.
a very good point.
I
And
can't
perfumes and stuff.
That Axe or whatever those guys put on, it's just. I find that offensive.
And it doesn't. And
And there are no pheromones.
Take body
That's
over
right.
odor any day over Axel
Yeah, all that stuff.
man scent.
Yes.
Yeah.
Old
You may
English
stink, but you'll
spice.
get more chicks
That's right.
or guys if you're
If you're so
that way.
inclined.
Depending on your body odor.
Okay, Karen. Okay, what else?
What else?
What else is going to happen if we don't start to look after the environment?
What else will happen? Well, we're heating up, as we know. We're having these huge floods, like we just had.
You know,
recently.
you know what concerns me too is, I mean, not too long ago we were saying it's so amazing how everybody else is affected, but Canada seems to be scot-free. We
Oh,
just
we're
seem
not
to be
scot-free.
well, not anymore. That's for sure. I mean, not with the Calgary, and then what happened in Toronto, not too, last week.
I did a little research. It turns out that in the past, since I was born,
Okay.
Toronto has heated up about 3.1 degrees Celsius. It's heating up faster than the rest of Canada because obviously the way we, our infrastructure, all these things, but it is heated up. So that means it can absorb over 20% more water in the air.
Right.
That's why our, that whole big dumping that we get. We have more water, it's more humid. We get that tropical effect.
Wow.
Yeah, I wrote a post called "Welcome to Tropical Toronto" that kind of touches on that in a kind of funny way. But those are the kind of things that we see, and the south of Canada is not seeing it as much as the north. I mean, the glaciers are melting. I mean, it's been documented, and there are lots of documentaries.
And this
out
is
there.
not a natural part of our evolution.
No, because they're going pretty fast. And the people who are scientists are worried. The people who know, I mean, they see it. It's all these deniers that try to squash it down. It's like, just because it's not one thing that's causing global warming, that doesn't mean we're not causing it.
Right.
We're just doing all these little things that are just. So all we need to do is just start changing our habits, and it's not such a big thing.
So do you think it's not too late then to turn things around?
It's not too late to save us,
Okay.
but it's going to start heating up from the backlog of CO2 that's been piling up. It's going to.
So does that mean we're going to be moving?
We're going to be getting warmer, but
Okay.
we can go to a certain point. If we keep going the where we are, we're going to get warmer. We're not going to come back down.
Okay.
So there's going to be a period, where we have to buckle or just.
I've got a fabulous video right now that's going to illustrate what's going to happen because it's going to show all the sea levels rising,
Oh,
which
yes?
is what's going to happen. Which means we might
Yes.
have to move all. We'll be
What's
able to see
happening?
the map, and then we'll see what happens,
Or just take up swimming?
or get a house that you can put on your back,
A house that doubles as a boat.
or just a mattress.
Okay.
This conversation is so intelligent.
No, Karen. Okay, before we watch this video,
Yeah.
that's going to help punctuate some of the points
Yeah.
you're trying to make. So what we want to do is people who are women especially, but also guys, but people who are tired of waiting for somebody else to take action on climate change, they can get in touch on
The
your
little
website,
things,
get in
right?
touch
right?
with me. And I want to start a group of women who are putting this together and becoming stewards and leaders, so that we can show the general population that, you know, that it's not such a big change. You can do these little things, and also to inspire them to connect back to the earth. Because if we're not connected at a very soul level, I mean, it's not about religion, we won't care. We'll just say, let's party, but we won't care about the oceans dying.
Right.
We won't care about the trees. We won't care about.
Well, I
the
think
air.
that's what's happening. I think that's why you're doing
Yeah.
what you're doing, because right now it appears that we don't
Yeah.
care, right?
And it yeah.
But
That's
at least
what it
now,
is.
and you know, we're here we are. We can actually. It's not so bad right now. I mean, here we are. The oceans are still where they are. We can still take action without being under the pressure of having to desperately
We have some breathing room.
do
we're
some
not.
reaction rather
Well,
than action.
We're not at that point, but those who want to react, yes, go for it, because we have to go in different, you know, some people need to be activists, some people need to get to the government, some people need to do the daily acts. Everyone needs to do their share. So attacking from different areas is the best approach. So I'm taking let's have fun with it,
Yeah.
and let's relax, and
Yeah.
when you relax, you get ideas,
Exactly.
you get all these wonderful innovations.
Yes.
So let's just do that.
Okay. So people can be proactive rather than
Proactive.
reactive at the
Exactly.
moment. And what's the website again for people that want to?
It's called womannotwaiting.com.
.com. Okay, Karen.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you for taking this initiative. It's amazing. It's brilliant.
Yeah.
I love
And
the
thanks for having
approach.
And come back when you have the next thing.
Yes,
The next-
'cause it's-
the next
it's-
level, the next announcement.
It's all about Hugh.
That's right.
do you mean?
He
What
won't
do
be
you
having
mean?
any
all
underwear
about
on.
you for the next one,
What does
because
that mean?
it's going to be something to do with men. I don't know.
I hope so. Well, I don't know, of course.
Who knows?
You do. You do.
Okay, so we've got this video. It's about the sea levels, and also then, okay, we're gonna watch two videos
Oh,
before we come back
okay.
with Sean Dalton, who is in the house.
Well,
I got this other video. Apparently, there's an Illuminati Grand Trine star alignment coming up. Could mean big changes, Sandra. So let's watch the sea level, then we'll
We
watch
may.
that, and we'll come back with Sean Dalton, and Liquid Lunch is hitting the home stretch. Womannotwaiting.com. We'll be right back.
All right.
The following simulations depict 61-meter increases in sea level over the next 10 years. This 10-year time period was chosen for dramatic purposes completely unrelated to scientific observations. Instead, these simulations, coupled with ominous music and low-frequency narration, definitively answer the biggest challenge currently facing mankind. In this simulation, the city of San Francisco, California, is virtually destroyed. One of the only features left above water within London would be the clock at the top of Big Ben. The Opera House in Sydney would be completely submerged. property values within Hong Kong would continue to rise.